I'm cool with it. I do feel
it's gonna be
bad
World
for
War.
him because I
You
get
do
it.
know what's about to. Yeah, I do know what's about to happen, right? Iran just launched missile attacks on U.S. military bases
Damn.
in Qatar and Iraq. Now remember, we invaded Iraq, we invaded Afghanistan. We are about to be at World War III. World War III has officially begun, y'all. We are about
Yep.
to put boots on the ground. We
They
are
said
about
that
to
all
put
the
boots on the ground.
Islamic countries is gonna back up Iran too. Like they starting to go on Iran's side now.
This ain't no different to when the Japanese invaded Pearl Harbor. Once you start attacking military bases, we at war.
But
Yep. And
Cap,
China got ships
remember
moving in too.
what happened at Pearl Harbor though? What did we do? That atomic bomb will wipe their whole life
Oh, yeah,
bloodline.
we came helpful, but we had to go to war. A lot of people died.
Shit,
Yep.
that's the
That's why I
casualty
said
of war.
but we about to go to war again. We ain't been to war how long? Since 9/11? That war, 9/11 didn't end to win. That war went on for what, 15, 20 years?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Almost
Long
15
time.
years? 14 years?
Yeah.
So get ready for another long war.
Yeah, and you gotta know
We,
like
we,
Iran's
we about
allies,
to try to take
Russia.
over the regime.
Russia's on Iran's side too, and China. They fuck with Iran because they got the oil too.
Exactly. So it's about to be up.
Yep.
Trump ain't just about to let them attack our military bases and not think we're not gonna respond. It's
Hell
up.
no.
It's up.
I mean, to be honest with you, we gonna go to war, but I see we're gonna win. I'm just put it that way. It might drag it out, but we're gonna win. Because the only difference between when we went to war last time and this time was they wasn't coming to U.S. soil. Iran talking about coming to U.S. soil. Again, what we saw with Pearl Harbor, we could play war all day long, but the minute you touch down on American soil, you gotta go. We don't play that over here. You're not coming over here with that shit.
Yeah, and we consider military bases over there our soil too.
I mean, yeah, but we'll go back and forth over there, but you're not gonna go back and forth over here. But yeah, we'll play with you over there. That's why I said that's the scary part. Y'all playing
Yeah,
a dangerous game.
they said they got China moving out some military shit over in the sea by the South China Sea, whatever it's called. They got some warships headed out there too.
I mean, China not trying to get involved. That's why people keep freaking out saying, "Oh my God, they're gonna team up with Russia and China." Russia can't go to war with us. Russia battling to keep Ukraine up and running.
But
They
Russia,
they
Russia, Russia gonna get them weapons and machinery though. To
I
to
mean,
to
I think they're gonna play proxy war. I think they're gonna use cybersecurity attacks because that's all they got in their budget. You just
Like,
spent most of your missiles, guns, all of that y'all is fighting Ukraine, and Ukraine is not going down without a fight. Like Ukraine is ready to die behind this shit.
yeah,
So
but
it's
that's
like
because
you trying to
we brought
fight
all that
Ukraine
military over
and
there.
help Iran while you're still getting your ass kicked by Ukraine. I just don't see them having the money or the funds to do that. Russia don't even got that much money now.
Yeah, but China and Russia, you right, they good at that cyber shit.
Yeah, they gonna start. I'm telling y'all, they're gonna try and attack the grid. They're gonna try to grab the internet. They're gonna try to use propaganda and like they're gonna play the cyber war games.
Yeah,
And
because if you
Ukraine's
all they
gonna
knock out
be
do,
the foot
communications,
soldiers.
that's the
they're
first
gonna
thing
try
we
to
do.
attack
Yeah,
your
when we
bank
go to
accounts.
war,
Yeah, they're
we
gonna.
I'm gonna tell you
bro, that's
right
the
now.
first thing we
I'm gonna
do
tell
when
you
we go
right
to
now.
war is we knock off their grid. That's the first thing we do when we
Listen,
get over there.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Pay attention when I say this. If you got money in the bank, take it out. Take it out right now. I'm telling you. These people in these other countries, when we go against the Middle East, the foreign countries, the first thing they do is cyber attacks. They know how to evade your bank accounts. They know how to go into your computers. They know how to shut
Yep.
down your instruments. I'm telling you, take your money out your account. That will be the first thing they go at is your banking system. Why? Because if they go at your banking system, they can destruct havoc and chaos
Yep.
against the
On
people.
your soil without touching soil. Yep.
Well, not even that. I can fuck up your economy from the comfort of my home.
Yeah, and how you gonna want your people to keep on fighting when you already getting fucked up in your city? You know what I mean?
You know how many people go crazy if they go to their bank and it say zero in it?
Man, they gonna be riding Bank of America, Chase. They finna be going crazy.
Not even that. Even without internet, people gonna go crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's why I
Imagine
say
how
they gonna go crazy.
imagine how Americans would feel if your millionaires today had the same amount of money in their bank account as you tomorrow.
Shit.
Everybody has zero. Why? Because now, and guess what? The banks has no record of how much money you had in your bank before it got taken away.
When that shit happens, all the rich people gonna get robbed.
And you already know what niggas gonna do. I had 50,000 in that account. Shit, I know what I'm
They
gonna
don't give
say
a
it.
fuck. They don't care because it ain't no
I'm be
record.
like, prove I
and
didn't
they
have it in there. Y'all better reimburse me.
look because they ain't got no records. They not responsible to give nobody their money back. And because it was an act of war, they not gonna be held accountable. They got stuff that's in place that when shit happened during war, that they don't have to follow
Yeah,
certain
they not
laws.
responsible. Yeah,
They're not responsible.
yeah. It was China,
That's
not
why
us.
we not responsible for what another act of war did. It happened during an act of war.
And all the
We
ones
go.
are off.
Now you lost 50,000, and the government talking about giving you 10,000 in stimulus check. Pay attention.
Man,
If
y'all
you
better bring
smart,
them PPP loans back, motherfucker.
if you smart, you
Stimulus
better
check. How
take
you
your
gonna cash that check?
look. If you smart,
Exactly.
you better
Hey, you gonna have
you
to go to
better
Speedy Cash, and they finna take 10,000. I mean, you get 10,000, they finna take like 4 of that bitch. You know how Speedy
Take
Cash go.
20% of
hey.
that shit.
So listen, what I'm telling y'all, you better take your money out the bank now. Be smart.
Facts.
What's the first thing that go down when we go to war? The banking stock,
Yeah.
the stock and banking. First thing to go down. Why? Because everybody start taking their money out. The stocks and certain shit. Why? Because they know that
They get scared.
during war, anything can happen.
Yeah, they gonna start. Hey, but look, that's why I said I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If you're smart, you're gonna get rich. You can get really rich off of this if you smart. Everybody pulling out. Stock market's gonna crash. Well, I won't say crash, but it's gonna plummet. Stocks and bonds gonna be down. Mutual funds. Remember, the government's gonna want you to use the bonds so that they can borrow your money. Like you could really hit man. Let's just say I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah, start pulling y'all stocks out. Don't worry, because guess what? When all this shit blow over, y'all gonna have to buy them back. I done already bought all of them at little penny prices.
That's facts. But I mean, I don't know about the stocks going down because right before this whole shit started, all the Congress and shit was buying hella oil stock.
Yeah, but think about it like this. When Iran, they just blocked one of their routes that Europe can't get oil. Remember, us in Britain, we the ones that stole from Iran way back when Eisenhower was president. So we've been using those routes and everything to get oil. Oil prices is finna go high. Niggas is gonna try to sell and get their bread back. Cause let's be real. If gas prices hit $5, niggas is not driving.
That shit's already over 5 over here in Cali. It's like
Oh, well, I
6
mean in
now.
Cali, but I mean like, okay, well, you're in Cali,
You guys
so
get it
if it's
cheap because
5,
you
let's
buy
say
the
it go up to
border and
9.
shit. You buy the water, so it's easier for you guys to get oil.
Yeah. I'm about to say, because we're at like what, 290 right now?
What is that high over there or what?
No, I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty good.
That's reasonable. That's like what it was when I was there in like 2012. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, gas isn't horrible. I mean, 230 for unleaded, that's not bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, over here it fluctuates hella quick. Like one day it'll be 550, the next day it's 580. It's crazy.
Now imagine they start slowing down oil and you go to the gas station and unleaded is 950.
Yeah, and all of Europe uses that oil coming that way too. Europe's gonna get fucked up first.
But that's why I said they not think like, and this is what people don't understand is that they like, oh man, Iran must really got something. Iran must really got something on, got something that's really deadly or something if they want to go to war. What people don't understand is them countries, sacrifice means everything to them. They will sacrifice their whole entire country just to play victim. You see what America did to us? They wiped out our babies. What did
Well,
we see
not
with
even
Gaza?
that. Not even that. Their religion tells them if they
They
do sacrifice themselves for the country, they live in fucking heaven, basically.
exactly.
Crazy.
And remember, that same religion tells them the whole world, their mission is to make the world Muslim,
Hey,
to praise
before all
Allah.
this
It
shit
says it in their
happened
Quran.
last year, before all this shit happened, Iran took one of our drones, one of our new drones that had secret information on it and shit. Iran knocked that shit down and said that they reverse engineered it. So they have our drone technology too.
Goddamn.
It was 2011 actually. It says 2011, a Lockheed Martin RQ-170 unmanned aerial, basically a drone, got captured by Iran. So they've been having that technology for years and working with it.
Yeah, and Lockheed Martin, they the best of the best, man. You know how hard it is to even get a job there? That shit is hard.
You gotta know somebody or be involved with it.
Yeah. I went to one of their when I right before I graduated, I tried to get a job there. I went to one of their interviews. They had open interviews. It was right there in Fort Worth, actually. Fort Worth, Texas. They had at this that little center, they had a open interview. I kid y'all not, no bullshit. There was over 3,000 people there.
To
And the
do what?
position, they
Like
only
be
had
a
4 positions
engineer?
open.
What were you trying to do? Or what were you trying to get? What position?
Oh, I was trying to do like engineering for weaponry and stuff like that.
Only four positions with 3,000
Yeah, it was
people?
only 4 positions and it was an open
Ooh.
interview. And you had to go through the first round. So I made it through the first round. The second round was come to Fort Worth and interview like with the actual people,
Hmm.
the hiring people. And when I got there, that line, it was over 3,000 people. I had to take a ticket. I was 2,000, I think I was like 2,080, something like that. When I pulled my ticket, I stood in that line for like 4 hours
And
with my resume, everything.
you gotta be like an MIT
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
4.5 student. Shit.
That and they really love if you have military experience.
Oh, because that proves you reliable and you don't tell and shit.
Well, that and you kind of have that insight of what we need, military, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, more disciplined. I get what
Yeah.
you're saying.
You understand the military like attitude. You're a real patriot for America. They like that.
Yeah, they want to
Especially
do
if you've been in
background.
weaponry before, they love that. Like you pretty much gonna get a job. If you have a
So what
great
what happened at the
technology
interview?
background, huh?
What happened at the interview?
Oh, I didn't make it. They loved me and everything, and they were like, "Hey, you interviewed great," and I never heard from them again.
And
And like 3 days later, I went. The spots had been filled already. No email, no nothing. As I said, them niggas is the real deal. I'm talking about they do security background, like FBI type shit.
yeah, they handle all the like secret information and shit, national
Yeah,
security stuff.
nah, they do. Even when I used to work for the government, they went through my whole life. I was like, God damn.
It says Lockheed Martin employs 121,000 people.
Yeah,
Damn. 350 plus facilities. That's crazy.
yeah. And they only grabbed the smartest of the yeah. So I was competing. I mean, I kind of knew I wasn't gonna get the job because literally the people I was talking, mingling with the other people that were waiting, a lot of them they make drones in college like for fun. They was making drones. I was like, oh shit, I ain't never done that. I just know how to use a computer and code and shit. I ain't never actually built nothing. But they knew how to build weapons and all kind of stuff. I was like, damn.
Yeah, because everything they make is for the Department of Defense. And
Yep. And they do like
as
I was just focused on the cybersecurity part. I wasn't trying to build actual weapons, and I was just trying to program like drones and stuff. But them niggas they knew how to do the hardware and the software. So I was like, oh shit. I
Yeah,
might
it
not.
says the easiest job to get there is a program planner.
Yeah.
That's probably what you were going, or you were getting engineer associate.
Yeah, I was trying to be an associate.
That's like it says that's the easiest jobs to get there too. Fuck.
Yep. And they only had one associate position.
Damn.
And the other three was like one was associate, one was a software, one was, and two of them were actual weaponry. I was just trying to be an associate just so I could get my foot in the door.
Yeah, that's entry level. That's how you have to get in.
Yeah. But they shit. It was
When
like
you entry
3,000 plus
level
other
at
people.
Lockheed Martin entry level, you get between 42 and 120,000 a year.
Yeah.
Damn.
But you got to know somebody to, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, I didn't know nobody. It was, and the crazy thing is, it was only like maybe out of 3,000 people, it was only probably like 60, 70 black people there. It was mainly white people, like majority white, a couple of Asians, but that's about it. I said, yeah, these niggas, they love their country. They was dressed nice than a bitch, like they was going to a banquet. For real, I was like, damn, maybe I underdressed. I mean, I had business casual, but these niggas was business savvy. I was like, damn, they had briefcases. I was like, all I had was a piece of paper with my resume. I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn, maybe I
They
didn't come
pulling up with
prepared.
USB drives and shit.
Yeah, they had no, they did. They had USB drives. They had blueprints of stuff they built. Like I was like, damn, I just thought you brought an interview. I'm thinking just the resume and maybe a couple of projects you've done in college. It was a couple of I only brought one research paper and a resume. That's all I brought because that's all I thought. Nah, these niggas had cover letters, reference letters from top professors in Harvard and all this. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
All I had was my little black professor from the South. I was like, oh shit, yeah. I wasn't prepared for this.
With blueprints of their fucking shit.
Yeah, they had blueprints, sketches. They looked so professional. I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn. I was like, damn, I should have got an NAACP letter or something.
And you don't know the people that got hired either, huh?
Hell no, it was more than 3,000 people. I couldn't even. But that's why I ended up even working for the government so that I could work my way to the Department of Defense. But that shit was
What
hard
happened?
to get into that.
So you just stopped?
Nah, I ended up working for the Department of Education and then the Department of Healthcare Services. And I worked for USPS. I did their robots and stuff like that. But other than that, that's as far as I could go. Defense was hard. You got to battle within the company. I mean, there's over like 5,000 employees. You got to battle to get them Department of Defense positions.
Mm.
They got one right now at the Air Force. Because I quit. I got laid off. Our department got laid off with that healthcare cut. But that last year they had a new project for the Air Force, and they make you sign all kind of NDAs. Like I made it all the way to the final round, and they ended up hiring a Army veteran over me, which I understood because
They usually do hire people that come from like armed forces and stuff, right?
yeah, they did. And he was, and the crazy thing is, I had more experience than him, but because he was the Army, that company only. They prioritize military over civilians. So I kind of already knew when I got to the final round, it was just us two. And he was a black man too. And he went to HBCU. So I wasn't even mad. I was really clapping for him because like, that's what's up. Like, I love to see black people win. I ain't even mad. And you fought in the country for us and you went to HBCU. Like, yeah, good
Yeah, that's
shit.
why they picked him, yo.
Yeah, I was like, good shit. He was like, no hard feelings. I said, hell no, nigga, you better go in there and do what you do. Like, I'm proud of you.
Get
Hell
that
yeah, I'm
bread.
just happy it was a black man. Because mind you, it was just me and him were the only black people, and there was 30 applicants or 30 interview people for the interview. They was all white. It was just me and him, the only black people. So hell yeah, the fact that we made it to the final round, I was already proud of myself there. Shit, I ain't even need to make it.
You ain't never thought about working for Homeland Security?
I can't because of my charges. I have to get my charges. That's really why I had to quit the USPS working with robots because my charges, they weren't, I had like a gun charge and stuff, and they was like, nah, we don't feel comfortable. So I have to
Well,
get my charges and shit my record cleaned up before I could
Gotta get
even.
expunged. Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. I have to go get it expunged, but I'm almost at the deadline where I can do that. So
What's it
That's
like
why I
12
tell
years?
people it's always good to just start your own business. It's
yeah,
always good
well,
to start your
that's
own
what
business.
made me start my own business because I was like, damn, I really can't get into the stuff I really want to do. Like engineering, I could do that shit on a basic level, but I wanted to work like up there with them, the big dogs. But you got to have a perfect record. Your credit has to be perfect because they do credit checks. They do debt. If you have more debt than you bring in, they'll deny you. If you have student loans you owe, they'll deny you. Like you can't have nothing wrong with your stuff because they feel like if you owe money, you're a liability because somebody might offer you something to get you out of debt type stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
If
they
your
do
credit
that.
score
And
not, I think your
when you
credit
work,
score got to be a 670, 680 or higher.
bro, they do that when you work for credit card companies too.
Yep.
When you work for financial corporations, they do. You can't have bad credit for them either.
Yep. And that's why they told me, they were like, you have a lot of student loans. So they was like, Homeland Security was like, but they go through,
All I
man, they
know
go through all that.
it's about to go down. All I know is be prepared. It's about to be some shit. Retaliation gonna happen tonight.
What, Trendy?
Yeah, you better stack up on some waters and gasoline and shit.
Didn't you have the charger last night?
I wonder, did Trump address what happened yet?
Look over there. Not yet. I think that the Iran it just happened like an hour ago.
I want to see the footage. I want to see how many casualties, because that soldiers I know got hit.
Let's see.
Unless we evacuated our troops ahead of time.
It says 3 hours ago, Israel hit one of Iran's prisons. What the fuck?
It's 1:41. You can eat lunch at 2:30. Let's
Oh yeah,
see.
retaliates on U.S. airbase in Qatar. Yeah, Qatar's been
And
on our side.
Qatar let them come through the air like that and ain't do nothing.
That's why I was looking it up because I'm like, y'all ain't shoot them down.
That's what I'm saying. These people be in on it. That's the back door.
Yo,
You seen them coming before they got me. Nobody pre-warned us.
I really hope there was. Oh, it said the missile. Okay, it says it was successfully intercepted. The missiles it was intercepted and no casualties were reported.